So hello everyone. I hope you are safe and like you are well in your home as well as the workplace. So my name is Vrijraj. I'm Google developer expert for web technology and Firebase, and also I'm leading GDG Jalandhar community in Punjab region. And today I'm going to talk about the best practices while if you are working as a front-end developer. So, like in the previous day, we have talked about like what are the technologies that you can use for creating a front-end applications, or we can say the client-side applications. Like we have talked about the roadmap, like first HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and then we have talked about its framework like Vue, Angular, and React, which is a JavaScript library, and we have deep dive each framework in the library in the previous sessions. Now I'll talk about like how we can scale up our web applications, what are the best practices for improving your performance scalability in your client side applications. So let's get started. So as you know, like we can create a website with the help of like we have a three fundamentals like website, web browser, and the server. So we use website for checking of web documents, and we can create a website with the help of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Like where HTML provides the structure of your web page, and you can design your web page with the help of CSS. Here we have an ID, or we can use the classes concept, and then we can use the JavaScript part. For example, if you want to add some actions or if you want to make your web page more interactive, then you can go for the JavaScript part. So these three languages is a core fundamental for building website, and then you can use rest of the language, let's say scripting part, let's say PHP for the backend, or you can use Python or Ruby, any other lots of language for the scripting part. Now, like we can create a web page with the help of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and now we can run our web page with the help of browser. And each browser have their specific rendering engine that will render your HTML, CSS, JavaScript code into the graphical user interface part. And then if you want to make your website that will be accessible from different devices or different locations, so you need a server is just like a computer where you can store your HTML page, JavaScript page, CSS page, and user can check your web pages from and different devices and the different locations. So this is a web fundamental as we have covered these things in the previous day, in the day one as well as. So and again I like in the last part in the day one, we have discussed about the roadmap for the front end development. Like we have a HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. These three is the four core fundamental, and then you can go for the framework as well as the library. So we have a Angular, which is a framework which is designed by the Google, and the second one is Vue.js, which is a framework which is designed by the ex Googler name is Ivan Yu, and the third one is React. React is not a framework; it's a JavaScript library which is maintained by and developed by the Facebook and the developer community who are using React. And there is a one more library, or we can say toolkit that you can use for making mobile responsive website, which is named as Bootstrap. So here in the Bootstrap, we have a lot of predefined classes and the JavaScript functions that you can use directly in your web page, so that you can easily or you can rapidly create your web application that will work as a fast, responsive kind of websites. Now, like, but in India, if I talk about in India, like there is a survey, like 53% user will leave the website if it takes more than 3 seconds. Like if you know already, like in India, we are facing some network issues in any city or any locations. So this is a general case according to the Google, like 53% user will leave the website if it takes more than 3 seconds. So what you have to do, you have to reduce your JavaScript code, or you have to reduce your CSS part, or you have to change the architecture, server part, many more things. So today I'm going to talk about the best practices, like how we can enhance our user experience, how we can increase the performance part so that user can like we can increase the user base in our web page or the website. So let's start it. So the first part is like images. Like I hope you all have an experience with images in the website. Like you can add your images with the help of image as a HTML element, or you can use img as a HTML tag. And inside we have a src as attribute where you can pass the source of the image. Maybe you can load that image from that particular current directory, or you can add the link of that particular image. But for if I talk about for the performance point of view, like there is a lot of issues while loading the images on the web page. So right now in the market we have two types of image. First one is image is called as raster image, and the second one is images is called as vector image. So raster image is just like if you can zoom out the images, then there will be a pixels. You can see the pixel. But if I talk about the vector image, so vector image is like it's just like zoom. You can zoom. You can entire like there will be a scale ratio is equal to 1. So you can perform you can use these type of image. So if I talk about raster image, we have lots of image format like png, jpeg, gif, webp. There are a lot of image format that you can use. And if I talk about vector image, so vector image we have a format svg, scalar vector graphics. So this is the problem. Like if you zoom out these images, let's say if you are zoom out the vector image, there will be a no blur kind of things. But if you are using raster image, so there will be a dot or blur kind of things. So how you can handle these things? So what are the best practices for using the image in your web page? So like if I talk about the best practices, so I'll suggest you to go with png file or maybe jpeg file, or maybe you can use svg file. This is a suggested format for loading your image into the web page, or you can use WebP AVIF format, which is a latest format designed by the Google. Like these, like format, like let's say you have an image, a PNG image, which size is around 200 KB. Similarly, if you converted that image into the WebP, so size of the image will be around 20 KB. And if you converted that PNG image into the AVIF format, that size will be reduced to maybe 8 KB or 5 KB, and the quality will be same. Okay, so like these all are the image format. So if I talk about the latest technologies, maybe you can use the WebP or AVIF format, but the suggested recommended version is like you can use PNG, JPG, or SVG file. And also you can reduce the size of the image. For example, there is an image whose pixel ratio is around, let's say, 1920 into 10, 1080 pixels. So you can reduce that pixel size so that we can reduce the size of the image, as well as we can reduce the size in terms of MB, or like a lot of MBs, you can reduce that things. And also there is a one more HTML attribute that you can use. The attribute name is loading. So like we can use the image tag, and inside image tag we can pass src, and then we can pass the URL. So similarly in the image tag we can pass this attribute loading is equal to lazy. So this, with the help of this lazy loading concept, you can increase the performance part of your website, as well as you can increase the loading time, uh, like reduce the loading time of your image. And then you can also mention scr set. This is another HTML attribute for the images, like where you can mention the image size with respect to the screen size. Let's say we have a three images for each screen resolutions. Like you can mention the, let's say for mobile screen, you can mention this image URL. For let's say tablet skills screen, you can mention the URL, and you can mention this URL for the large screen display. So you can use src set. And one of the best suggestions, like for the web developer, do not use GIF file over a web page, because these GIF file, if I talk about the size of the GIF file, is too much as compared to the MP4 file. So whenever you're checking your any website, let's say performance related website or Google related website, or maybe any website, you will see there are a lot of video file, means MP4 file. They are not using any GIF file, because if you are using any GIF file, the size will be very high and the performance will be very low. Okay, and you can convert those images, let's say PNG to WebP, or maybe you want to convert your image, let's say JPG to SVG, or you want to convert your image, or you want if you want to reduce the image, then you can use Squeeze as a tools. I'll share the URL, and as well as I'll share the demo. Yeah. So Screws, this is a tools which is built by the Chrome Developer Relations team. Here, with the help of these tools, you can reduce your images for the web pages. So this is an example here. Let's say we have an image. The size of the image is 2.8 MB. Okay. So when I click on this particular image, so we have an image. Here, the size of the image is around 2.8 MB, and the compressed version I'm using. There is a another new latest format for like images. So there is a format mod JPG, or the size is around 862 KB. So it is reduced by 70% approx. Or you can use the AVI format. AVI format will reduce the size too much. So you just need to wait for a few seconds, and then you can check out the size after converting the AVI format. And you can check out the difference. Like right side we have a original image, and the left hand we have a AVI format image. Difference is nothing. You just like you are converting your image. You are changing the format of your image. That's it. So yeah, we'll wait for a few seconds, and maybe it's too much. Yeah, the size is around, we have reduced the size of our image. If we have selected AVI format, the size is reduced by 90% or 91%. And the size is 261 KB. And right now, the original size of the image is around 2.8 MB. And I cannot define the difference. Like you can check out little bit difference, but here there is no difference. So you can use these tools for optimizing the image, as well as you can convert your image into the new format for the web development. Okay, so is there any doubt, confusion, or we can move to the next topic? Okay, so now I'll talk about the framework and the library part. Like as I mentioned earlier, in the last 3 days, like you can use front end framework or the libraries for creating a front end web applications or the client side applications, and you can easily create a large scale web applications, complex application with the help of these frameworks and the library. But there are a lot of issues. Like if I talk about the issues related to performance, like framework and the library is providing a lot of features. Let's say for creating a resume, or maybe for creating a portfolio, you can use Vue, React, Angular. It's totally up to you. But you are using the some part of the functionalities of any framework or the library, and remaining XYZ percentage of the part you are not using of that particular framework. So there are a lot of code which will be unused part. So like you can reduce those things, like while you are using with the framework, like if you are working on Angular, React, or the Vue. So you can check out the Chrome developer tools. Here we have a section for sources, and then you can go to the coverage section, and then you can check out like in this image right now we have 87%, 87.6% of the code is unused part, and we are loading this code unnecessary for running your web page. This is not this is not necessary for current web page, and you are loading it. The size of the code is around 387 KB bytes, and yeah, so you can reduce those things with the help of coverage sections. And whenever you are working on a framework, so try to utilize all the properties, all the features of the framework. Like sometime what we as a developer do, like whenever we are working on Bootstrap, so we are loading the library of the Bootstrap, and Bootstrap is providing a predefined classes for creating a extensive components. But sometimes we as a developer we will create our own classes. So Bootstrap is providing a predefined classes, we can use those classes, but we are creating our own classes. So there will be an unused part from Bootstrap. So we can reduce those things, like we can utilize the Bootstrap functionality, and then we can work on it, and then you can also reduce those things. And if I talk about accessible, the next part is accessible through all the browsers. like you had an experience while running or opening a website on government website in Chrome browser or maybe latest browser, let's say Edge or Mozilla. So if they will face, if you're like you will face some issues related to text field, or maybe your website will be not accessible on the latest browser. So whenever you are working on the website part or creating a web page, you need to focus on the uh, the accessibility part, like where your website should be accessible in all the browsers, or user can get same user experience for, let's say I'm getting a X type of user experience for the Chrome, and I need to create a website that will create a same user experience for Mozilla as well as Safari, or as well as these kind of things. So you just need to focus on the CSS part as well as JavaScript part, because JavaScript has a lot of advancement. Like you can use ECMAScript concept. You can use the ECMAScript version 2021. You can use and you can create easily website with the help of ECMAScript in JavaScript. But these modern JavaScript library maybe cannot be able to load in your Edge browser, or maybe they are not able to support in the uh, Internet Explorer. So you just need to focus on those things, like you have to write the code that will run in your older browser as well as, and you can check out those user experience. You can use the virtual browser as a concept. See, there is a company, Browser Stack, who is providing a virtual browser where you can check or run or test your website on multiple browser with their specific uh, version. For example, I have a website. Let's say my website name is gdg.community.dev, and I can check that website on browser stack. I can select the browsers, I can select its version, and I will get the snapshot, like from each like for X browser, this is a website. This will look like, and the performance part, all the things I will get from the browser itself. Okay. And the next one part is related to performance. Like you can create a website with the help of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, or you can use Chrome dev. Like you can use the front end framework or the library, let's say Angular, Vue, and the React, and you can optimize those things. But if you want to check the performance related things, so there is in the market we have a tools. Let's say you can use Lighthouse, or you can use Google Developer Tools, page speed tools, and there is a one more tools that you can use, web page test. So you can just directly search Lighthouse in Google, and then you will get an idea like how we can use the Lighthouse. Or if you want to check the website on page speed tools, you just need to search, just type Google page speed tools, you will get a URL, and on that particular URL you can check out the performance. So I'll give you the demo. Okay, so I just search on Google, like Google Page Speed Tools, and then we have a website, Page Speed Insider. Okay, so now we can check out, we can test our website. So let's say I wanted to test a website like developers.google.com, and I'm testing my website. Yeah. So here there will be a performance report. Okay, sorry, I was on mute. Okay, I don't know. Here I can start, right? Or I just need to move to the previous part. Okay, so I'll start from UI UX pattern. So now I'll talk about the UI UX pattern of your website. Like here, we will basically focus on the accessibility part and the readability part. So let's get started. So for talking about the visibility on the Google search result or any other search engine, you can focus on the meta tags. Like you can create HTML web page with the help of HTML tag, and then we have a head section, and inside head section you can define the meta properties or meta tags. So we use data or meta tags for defining a metadata about your website. Let's say what will be the title, what will be the descriptions, who is the author of your web page, or you can define the keywords about your web page. You can also define the banners, like whenever you are sharing a website on the, let's say, YouTube, or maybe you are sharing a website on social media platform, so there will be a card. So you can define that particular card with the help of meta tags. And there are separate meta tags for the Facebook. Like there will be a separate meta tags. Like if you want to create a card for the Facebook itself, you can use the Facebook meta tag. Or if you want to create a like cards for the Twitter, you can use the meta tag property for Twitter. You just need to search on Google and you can check out the informations. And the next one part is you can also use Google Search Console tools. This is a Google Search Console tools. Like once you created your website, and then you can go to the Google Search Console, and then you can register or you can submit your website on Google Search Console, and then your website will be listed on the Google search result. And here you will get the performance report about Google search, like how many users are searching with that particular name and visiting your website. So you can check out those things like search traffic, which keyword are like topmost for your website, and you will get the report or maybe bugs issues. Like here you can improve the performance part, so you can use that things. And the third one part is Google data structure. So Google data structure is a new things. Like I will give you the demo. So let's say I will type. So let's say I'm typing this one, Google. I hope my screen is visible. Yeah. So I just type Google in Google search result, and there is a card. Okay. Here we have a card, or maybe here we can write. Let's say uh, calculator, or maybe who is CEO of Google. Okay, so who is CEO of Google? And then here we have a card, this kind of UI, and also there is this kind of data. Here we have a acronyms, like here we have a list down data, and then here you can create this kind of layout with the help of Google data structure. Okay, so Google data structure is a part of like where you have to work on JSON LD data. Here you can like describe your website that user can easily understand. Like you can show the cards, you can show the list of cards. Again, I will give you the demo once again. Like you can search, let's say Pixel 4, and then here not Pixel 4, maybe you can write maybe MacBook. So here you are getting this particular cards, so you can print these things with the help of Google data structure. So I'll give you the demo like how we can do that. So first part is Google Search Console. So as I mentioned, Google Search Console is a tools where you will get the performance report about your Google search of your website. You will get the report about the meta tags. You will get the report about what type of keywords user are searching, and then they are visiting your website. And in a day you can check out the report, or you can check out the custom report in the month. So you can also check out the core web vitals report. You can also check out the report related to Google data structure. So you just need to go to the website like search.google.com/search console, and then you can submit your web page and you will get the search console dashboard. Okay. The next one part is, as I mentioned, like Google data structure. So Google data structure, with the help of this Google data structure, you can you can create a HTML page, and inside HTML we have a head section, and inside head section there is some HTML or there is some HTML tags which Google is providing. You can use those tags, and whenever user is searching or for your website, there will be this kind of type of UI. So you can print these type of cards, or you can create events. You can use Google data structure for understanding, or you can like visualize the content so that user can easily understand about your website and all. So the next one part is related to the customer experience. Like whenever you are creating a website, so you need to know about your users. Let's say what type of users are visiting your website, or from which gender group or the country. You can check out all the things with the help of Google Analytics. Just a minute. Yeah. So So Google Analytics is a tools where you can check out the informations about the user and the customer. You will get the data about like from which country user are visiting your website, from which data. You can also get the all details like what type of devices they are using for accessing a website. I'll give you a demo and just a minute. Yeah. Okay, so let's say this is a website. Here we have a website. This is the analytics report, like where in our website, let's say 37,000 users are visiting on our website. The new user is around 26, and like the last 92 users are visited our website, and here we can check out like top users from which country. There are like 25 users are from uh, like this uh, USA, and 20 user is from India, and then we have different regions. Also you can check out the revenue, and you can also check out like behavior. You can also check out like user need to wait for average like average user are waiting for 9 minutes for checking all the things. Here you can check out the data, like geographical data, like most of the traffic is coming from India region. And also you can check out the real-time informations. So I'll give you the data. Here we have a real-time report about the website. So here I have a website, and then right now there are 91 users are using our website, and then here we have a locations, and they are coming from directly. They are some of the users are just came into the our website from Google search result. Some of are from Google Pay, and like you can also check out the screen events. You can also check out the sessions. You can check out all the informations, and yeah, here also you can check out ratings. Yeah, technologies. Okay, so you can also check out these type of reports. Like for there are around 84.1% our users are accessing our website from the Android operating system. Remaining, let's say 3.5% user are using web platform for accessing our web page. And similarly, like there are around 12% of users are using accessing our web page from iOS as operating system. And also you can check out these things. You can also check out the mobile devices, desktop devices. You can also check out the browsers, like from which browser user are using your website. Like here we have a Chrome, which is a topmost browser. You can check out like 91% user are using mobile. Then we have a 5% user is using on tablet. So here you can focus on like we can create a website mobile friendly so that user can use those things easily. And you can also check out the screen resolutions. You can check out the like applications and a lot of things. And you can also check out details view of your website. So here we have a details view, like the uh, like top, which is Chrome, and then we have a Safari, Edge, and you can also get a lot of things. So I'll back to the slide. Okay, the next one part is like there is a more some more additional tools that you can use for creating scalable web applications, and you can improve the performance part. So first one is you can use PWA, because with the help of PWA you can convert your applications that will look like as a native applications. So with the help of PWA you can create fast, engaging and reliable web applications that will install your in your mobile devices, and user can directly interact with them things. And one of the best part about PWA, like it will support offline. Like if you don't have an internet connections, you can still able to access that particular website. And yeah, so this is very fast. And the next one part is like you have seen these things in your day-to-day life, like how Google is very fast. You will search something, and within a millisecond, you will get the result, and you can directly navigate to that particular web page. So Google is using AMP as a concept. So accelerated mobile pages. So with the help of AMP, you can create a super fast web pages, and these pages are very fast because Google is using, and you can check out the result. And like there is a pre-built UI component that you can use for creating AMP pages, and you can check out the demo like how Google is very fast as compared to the standard website. So you can check out, like you just need to go to the browser g.co/amp demo, and then you will check out the result of AMP. And also, as I mentioned in the day one class, like with the help of AMP, you can create a website. You can create a stories that would look like as an Instagram stories, but these stories are very shareable and platform independent. And then also you can create emails, ads, and yeah, lot of things. So here we have a resources. Like if you have any questions right now, you can ask your questions. Yeah, or yeah, then we can move to the next part for Q&A. So that's all from my end. Thank you. Yeah, I'm open for the questions.